Well, if there's nothing else, sir, I'll just be off.
Bond?
Yes, Em.
Before you go, of course.
Yes.
Bond?
Yes.
I have a question to ask of you.
Of course, sir.
And of course, this goes nowhere.
Yes, sir.
Bond? How British am I?
I beg your pardon, sir?
Yeah, I mean, scale of 1 to 10, how British am I?
Well, I would say you're incredibly British, sir.
Yes, of course. Bond?
Yes.
You won't tell a soul.
No, sir.
Bond, it's not easy for me to ask, but how British am I?
The sun would never set on you, sir.
Yeah, I've said too much. Go on, that'll be all.
Of course.
Bond?
Yes, sir.
You see, it's always been difficult. Would you say I'm commoner British or Neville Chamberlain?
Certainly the latter, sir.
Yes, of course. On your way, Bond. Bond?
Yes, Em.
You've always been my favorite agent.
Well, thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure to...
Bond?
Yes, sir.
How British am I?
Incredibly so, sir. Queen's English.
Oh, Bond, do tell me, Victoria or Elizabeth, one or the sequel?
Which is the most British?
Well, Bond, if I tell you, it's not going to mean anything to me.
Because you're the most British.
Well, which one is that, Bond? It's very important, and don't tell us so.
Victorian, sir.
Oh, Bond, you made me very happy.
Very good, sir.
Bond?
Yes.
I have a mission for you.
Yes, sir.
How British am I, Bond?
You're incredibly British, sir.
I'm wearing a pinstripe bowler indoors.
Your monocle couldn't be any cleaner.
Bond, you made me so happy.
Very good, sir. Now,
Do come along, Bond. What do you do for fun, Bond? Should join me at the Blades Literary Club. We will play Shemandafar, have cucumber sandwiches.
I'm afraid that's highly...
Bond, don't interrupt me while I'm being British. I get so few chances at it. I hate to see it spoiled.
Sir, you are.
Am I Hyde Park bound and handsome? Do say that.
Sir,
I've written you a few things to say.
Well, this is highly irregular, sir.
It's a scene from Mary Poppins, you see. You'll be playing Bert. I, of course, will be Mary.
Sir, it's written...
Let me get the costumes.
Sir, I really need to...
Here's your chimney sweep and your cartoon penguin.
You do realize the Soviet Union is about to launch missiles.
Bond, they're so Russian. Must we talk of them? Let's talk of fancies. It's not polite to mention politics, Bond. That's not cricket. Of course, you wouldn't know because you're not as British as I am. Say it.
I'm not as British as you are, sir.
Most respectable, Bond.
If I may, I have duties that...
Bond, if I may.
Please continue, sir.
I need to know how British I am because I want to know how British I am, Bond. Do you see?
More or less, sir.
You know, during the Blitz, we were forced to stay fortnights under the tube. We had crusts of bread. What a deuce of a time. Very British time. Dashed to bits. My +4s scuffed, Bond. My braces frayed. Stiff upper lip and all that. Stiff lower lip. Oh, everything's stiff over here, Bond.
Yes, I understand it was quite difficult at the time, sir.
Absolutely. Bond?
Yes, sir.
This is a little off topic, but how British am I?
Winston Churchill would be envious himself.
Bond, do you mean it?
I do, sir.
Oh, Bond, you've made me so happy.
You've made me incredibly behind on my schedule.
Schedule? Jolly good, Bond. You keep that up, you might be as British as me one day. I say, wink, wink, you know. Look how I wink with both eyes at the same time. Very British.
Sir, if there's nothing else...
There is, Bond. How British am I?
You, sir, are the very pigeon shit on the cobblestones of Trafalgar Square, sir.
If we have in fact established that I am indeed British, and the gamut running from H to Z... You see, I could have easily said A to Z, but I didn't, Bond, because I am exceedingly British, you see.
Of course, sir. I must be going.
And let's say we line everyone in the colonies. We line them up across the pond. Could have said ocean. Where would I fall within the spectrum, Bond? To the left or right of the Pimpernel?
You are the Alpha. You are the Omega.
Still a bit Greek, though, don't you think?
I must be going, sir. You are the very tickety-tock of Big Ben's cock, sir. Good day.
Well, whatever shall I have for high tea? Miss Moneypenny?
Yes, sir?
Chipotle Vegeta wrap, I should think.